And so yes, it is with the spirit of generosity that has been afforded to me by my ancestors and my elders that I welcome you in the language of the Bunwurrung. Womanjeka merembek bek Bunwurrung nam derp rapten ada willem. You are most welcome to the land of Bunjil and to Bunjilaka. And of course, to this magnificent launch, the book launch, particularly for the children here today, the book launch of Blackfella Whitefella. It now gives me absolute pleasure and a huge privilege to actually call to the stage now one of the greatest songmans in our community across Australia and the world, Mr. Archie Roach.
Thank you, Karen. It's certainly a great honour, really, to be here today and be involved and to launch this beautiful book. I also would like to pay respects to the elders, past and present, and the traditional owners of this country. Now, I want to talk about children, because it is a children's book. And the great thing about children, young children at a very young age, babies, is that we don't have to teach them about reconciliation. They already know what that's about. Children can teach us about getting along. Example, you can get a group of children, very young children, babies, of all walks of life, of all colours, of all creeds, and sit them down together, and pretty soon they'll just be playing with each other. Yeah. And that's why I'm saying children can lead us. That's why I'm great. That's why I feel, that there's nothing better than a children's book. To this song to be presented in a children's book, because I say children understand a little bit more about what it's about. Harmony, getting on together. There's a painting, and all the paintings in this book are from illustrations are from children all around Australia, from 8 schools, different schools in the country. And it's wonderful. And there's actually one painting in this book here with the line, and it's pretty prophetic. It's very relevant to today. It doesn't matter which religion, it's all the same when the ship is sinking. I mean, boy, how now is that? How we treat people that may come later on in this country, because, we as Australians, we just want to stand at our borders and stop people from sharing in what we've enjoyed for so many years in this country. And this book, like I said, I'm very honoured to be a part of its launch today. Neil Murray is a brother of mine. I found out through Neil Murray and working with Shane Howard that you don't have to, to have a love of this country and a true connection to this land, you don't have to be Aboriginal. You just got to want that, And a song like Blackfella Whitefella, teaches us that. I think we're all on the same ship. If you can see this country as a ship out in the ocean, in the sea, and we're sailing along okay, and ensure that everybody's safe and this country is safe and that it doesn't sink. So like I say, good on you, Neil, Bernadette, Milton, Lou, One Day Hill. Congratulations. It's a beautiful place to launch a book in Bunjilaka, Caroline. So that's all I've got to say. I could keep going on, Well, I'd just be waffed. I could say so many things about this book, about this story. You know, this story belongs to everybody, and it's one we should all take notice of. But it's such a pleasure to present it today and launch it today. This children's book, Black Fella, White Fella.
Black fella, white fella, it doesn't matter what your color, as long as you a true fella, as long as you a real fella. All the people of different races, with different lives, in different places, it doesn't matter what your name is. We got to have lots of changes. We need more brothers if we're to make it. We need more sisters if we're to say that. Are you the one who's gonna stand up and be counted?
This song, Black Fella, White Fella, came to me when I was living in an Aboriginal community in Central Australia in Papunya in the early 80s. And it seemed to express what I felt that, and what was confirmed to me was that it didn't matter what colour you were or what your background was. If you can relate to people like they're your family, that was the important thing, and get along. It's important that we all have to get along, and it's really fitting this song has now been used to form the basis of a children's book with illustrations from about 8 different schools across the country, because little kids, when they play, they don't think about colour or even a different language. They can play together as little kids, and they get the message. And you know, imagine if adults could get it as simply what the world might be.
Say that, are you the one that's gonna stand up and be counted?
I'm proud of the message that the song carries, and I think it's one positive thing that you can put out there in a world where we see so much division, and we've got problems with asylum seekers wanting to come here and people being fearful of that and wanting to shut them out. And this book helps to reinforce the human rights of sharing and brotherhood amongst all peoples, that we are, in a sense, we are all one family, and we should treat each other as such.
We're at a moment where yet again there's this discussion that there is no Australian history, and that Australian history shouldn't be taught in schools, which to me is a rebirth of terra nullius. It's going back to the idea that this is the land of nothing. Nothing happens here, nothing ever happened here, you know, the land of no one. And at this time you've got this little publisher called One Day Hill that keeps pumping out books about great significant moments, not only to Indigenous people but to non-Indigenous people. And the fact that you get a great song like Black Fella, White Fella, and you make it accessible to children, I think represents the best hope for our future.